Now you think with me coming on here, you think you see the lightning gear, you think, oh, he's going to come on here and he's going to talk about Stamkos resigning. You think with a football season coming up, you think this would be a football video. You would think with the Rays being so terrible, I would be on a baseball rant. But that is not the purpose to this video. That is not the purpose to this topic. There's a hot trend going around on in the TT on YouTube and the TTC especially. This, how do I want to say this? There are things you do in the TTC and there's things you don't do in the TTC. But there are things you don't do on YouTube. Or there are things that you can do on YouTube and there are things you don't even do on YouTube and on the internet. And what A. Cameltoes did and what he's done is one of them. This is shit that he needs to really... I'm not going to say he needs to, because I did see A-Bomb's video, and A-Bomb had a point. Telling somebody to do something while they're in depression is like telling a paraplegic to go and run a marathon. I have not been where Cameltoes has been, but I have dealt with depression. It wasn't anything long. I'd say I'm dealing with it fine. But it's like what happened with A-Bomb. I was around good people. I was at a good stage in my life. Something had happened to me. And, I lived with depression for almost 10 years. I guess you could say I'm still living with it. Because all of the effects of what happened then are taking on now. And this is why I say it doesn't need to be in the TTC, let alone YouTube in itself, Cameltoes, is because when you put things out on the internet like this, and people like D-Town get a hold of it, they're not going to take it lightly. They're not going to say, oh, I sympathize for this guy, I'm not going to do anything with it. No. They're going to clown you on it. And that's exactly what D-Town did. Did I laugh at the video? If I didn't know how severe the situation is, I probably would have laughed at it. But the person in me just could not laugh at that. It probably was funny, I just couldn't laugh at it. And this is stuff the TTC needs to take. This is not really, it both ways here. If I were D-Town, I look at myself, part of me, if you were to split me in half, this side of me would say, oh, I would have done exactly what D-Town would have done had I had the video editing skills. And this other half of me says, I would have just left it be. But if I were Cameltoes, I would delete my YouTube, for one. Number two, I would have some way of having a non-internet device, really, whether it be computer, whether it be camera, whether it be, just go back to a fucking flip phone if you have to. Because that shit doesn't belong on the internet for other people to see. It's what you do in your personal life really should not be displayed in this trash talk circle. And I believe in God, and I believe that you should, if you have difficulties in your life, you should, give them to Him. I know a lot of people in here don't believe in God, or a few people, but you just need to go to... Depression is not easy, and there are ways you can handle with it. But putting it out on the internet for the fucking world to see is not ways to deal with depression, because people will laugh their asses off at you. In their minds, the person who's putting it's going to think, maybe I'll get some sympathy, and maybe I can get someone to show some support and some kind of, like I said, sympathy. But in all reality, camel toes, nobody is with you. In all reality, I'll take that back, some people are with you. But there are people who don't give a shit, and there are people who don't, and there are people, there are people that don't give a shit, and there are people that will clown the shit out of you for it. It's pathetic that you have to come onto YouTube to show the world that you're depressed. It's not easy for me to see something happen to that to a grown-ass man crying on camera. It's not easy to do. Hell. I double thought, when I turned my penguins crow, I thought to myself, well, maybe I should try something else, but I knew there was no way of me getting, at least there was no way of me getting past 48 hours without being upset about that. There are things you do on camera and things you display to the internet, and there are things you don't. And camel toes, what you did recently is just horrible. I feel bad for your kids. I really do. I really feel bad for your kids. Because your kids' friends can get a hold of that. Your kids' friends will make fucking fun of you and your kids for that. That's just horrible. Your wife or your ex-wife or whatever she may be now, her friends will get a hold of that. Her workers, your co-workers, people who may see you, they will fucking laugh at your face. Child Protection Services, they'll never let you see your kids again. You're fucked. God be with you, man. Because you really need help. And the alcohol ain't gonna help you. Trust me, that shit makes it worse. Smoking weed might help you. Kidding. Well, no, it actually may help you. Smoking weed helps a lot with me with a lot of things, but God help you, man. You need some kind of epiphany or some shit. And that's all I have to say about that.